Covering all things SC.
Touchdown, USC!
It's Trojans Live with Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, and Keely Orr.
Trojans Live. It's the Women's Spotlight brought to you by Sprouts Farmers Market. Open 7 days a week. Visit your neighborhood Sprouts for good-for-you groceries and great prices on the freshest produce. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Keely Orr, and Skylar Fields joins us now. Skylar, big-time player, big-time name. Start by congratulating your parents. I mean, they gave you a star name. I mean, that is an easy one to remember. It belongs up in lights. But listen, we were just talking to Jordan. You were a great player before you came here. So why make that move and switch programs? What stood out about USC?
I think what stood out was the coaching staff here. I think they have really good expertise in the level of volleyball that I want to play. Once I'm done with college, I want to go to the Olympics, and 2028 is my goal. I have 2 years left of school, so I realized I needed to go get that training somewhere, and USC was the place to be.
Well, great start to season, 3-0. How's the team looking? What can you expect this year from the Trojan volleyball team?
I'm not going to lie. I think our team's going to shock the world. We have a lot of good players. I think we got 11 new players, 7 freshmen, 4 transfers, and we have a lot of talent. I think as we play with each other, we're starting to gel more, and we're just going to get better as the season goes on.
With the roster you just described, how have you guys gelled so far? How do you do that?
Just hanging out together outside of volleyball. I think girls, you have to bond to play well, and so we've been very serious about making these relationships outside of volleyball. So when volleyball does get hard, we're able to fall back onto that genuine relationship that we have with one another.
You're listening to Skylar Fields from USC Women's Volleyball on Trojans Live. And our next guest is Yogi Roth, who's just written a book about 5-star quarterbacks. And you were the number 1 recruit in the country, at least by one service. What was that like going into college with those kind of expectations? You obviously lived up to it, but what's that like handling that kind of pressure at such a young age?
I mean, it was kind of cool. Honestly, I was like, wow, I can't believe I was actually ranked number 1. But then it really puts into perspective all the hard work that I've put in over the years and just letting myself know, okay, that's one accolade I could accomplish. What's next? Just kept making me want to push forwards,
How's the transition being? Obviously, Austin, Los Angeles, 2 really different kinds of worlds to live in. What's Los Angeles been for you, and how have you been getting out and exploring the city?
Oh, yeah, I love LA. LA is such a vibe. There's just so many things out here to do, whether it's shopping, eating. But, one thing I've really been, excited about is, I go to the beach. I've been to a lot of different beaches since I've been out here. So, that's been, my thing is, hitting every single beach.
Favorite LA beach so far? What is it?
I think I like Laguna the most right now.
Okay,
yeah.
So you went south.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
That's Keely country down
there.
Yeah,
it is. It definitely is. Like Sean mentioned, you guys are undefeated to start the season. It's different to practice once you get on the court to play a real game. What did you learn about your team in that game time?
I think we learned that we're able to stick together. When things get rough, we don't really panic or whatever, because a lot of people do that. But you have to understand volleyball is 1 point at a time. So we mess up, we go to the next play and just focus on that.
You have to bond with new teammates as a transfer. There's a lot of the same topics that we're talking about across sports, but I've heard you and Mia Tuaniga have really gotten on. What's that relationship like? Somebody that's very important to you on the court and also developing that relationship off the court.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's always great to be best friends with your setter, so they can set you the ball.
That's the goal.
But I've known Mia for a long time now. We've actually played on a couple national teams together. So I know, when I got in the portal, she was the first person that I hit up, as I was like, I need to have a good setter wherever I go, and I know Mia can deliver the ball from anywhere on the floor. So, being able to have that relationship with her outside of volleyball has made playing with her so much more fun.
I remember when fall would start and you start getting to classes, it's different. You got the off season, you got the summer, you're with your team, you're with your pals, and then school starts, classes starts, and everything starts adding up. How was that transition back into the classroom been for you?
I mean, it's been cool. I mean, it's only week 2, but I think once school starts getting a little harder, it's going to be tougher. But
once those research papers start adding up,
10-page papers, a whole bunch of readings, it's going to be tough. But I know we have great resources here to help me get my schoolwork done on time, so it's nice.
You mentioned your Olympic dreams. As far as your game, what do you have to develop to get to that level?
I think more of just being a complete player, focusing on the little skills, when I'm a player away from the ball type things, digging and hitting out of the back row, those kind of transition plays will really make me a candidate for the national team.
I was looking at the top 25, and it was interesting because USC is obviously going into the Big Ten in a couple of years, and I realized how good that league is for volleyball. And you come from the Big 12, so it's a good league. You're playing a ranked SEC school coming up this week. Now you join the Pac-12. What's the best league for volleyball? Where's the best volleyball played in the country right now?
I think you said it. Big Ten is definitely best, but I think Pac-12 is a close second. There's a lot of good teams, whether they're ranked or not. I think every team has their own set of skills, and it's fun to play against those type of teams because you get to learn from those teams and then apply it to what you need to do to make your team better.
Are there different styles? I mean, I think sometimes we see that, particularly with outdoor sports, maybe the weather changes things. What about an indoor sport like volleyball? Do you see different, like a real Big Ten style versus a Pac-12 versus a Big 12?
Oh, for sure. I think down south we have a lot of athletic people, and then since I've been out here, I've learned more about the ball control side of it, which is what I really wanted to focus on because yeah, I can jump, yeah, I can hit, but where's the technique fall into play? And that's what I really needed.
You talked about the love for the beach a little bit. Any beach volleyball in the future that maybe you might get out there on the sand?
If Dane wants me to join the team, then I'll go out there. But as of right now, no, I'm more of an indoor girl. I don't do the heat.
We once had a pretty good indoor volleyball player named April Ross that worked out for her okay on the beach too. So you never know when you make that transition.
Yeah, some players say they hate beach. It's a completely different sport.
It is.
How do you feel about that?
I hate beach.
Okay.
I'll play for fun, but to compete, I won't.
Yeah.
Until I get better. Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, big road trip ahead. You guys are going to Nebraska, then you're going on to Hawaii. Maybe that was you picking out the school because you traveled to Hawaii is a good one. You pack once? You just pack in one giant bag? How do you do it?
Yeah, we have one bag that we get to check and one bag we get to carry on. So I got to fit everything into those two bags.
You're going to get to know your teammates a lot better, too, a couple weeks on the road. But good luck against some great opponents. And then when they come on back home, check it out, usctrojans.com/tickets. You can get women's volleyball in there as well. They had a great crowd for the opener and hopefully pack Galen Center all season.